Let's jump right into this because today we're looking at a highly publicized celebrity separation that has just been completely dominating entertainment headlines lately. But as you'll see, we're actually looking at a dual narrative here. On one hand, yeah, it's the deeply personal story of a long-term marriage ending. But on the exact same token, it's this incredibly fascinating case study of a massive, multi-million-dollar business pivot. We are breaking down the split between comedy powerhouses Tom Segura and Christina P, and more importantly, what this all means for the absolute sprawling creator empire they've built together.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the end of an era. Then we'll look at a $14 million tie, dive into the YMH podcast empire, talk about their huge Fox Studios deal, and wrap up with how they're putting family first, future forward. Let's get to it. Section 1, the end of an era. Let's really set the stage for the end of this 18-year marriage.
You know, whenever a Hollywood power couple announces a divorce, the media and the fans instantly flock to one highly cynical yet totally avoidable question. Who's walking away with more money? Seriously, who is richer? It's the central question that's been floating around ever since the news broke via TMZ that these two were separating. But to really understand the answer, we first have to understand the incredible journey they've been on together. So Tom and Christina's story actually starts way back in the 1990s, grinding it out on the Los Angeles stand-up comedy circuit. They were just friends at first. In fact, she actually turned him down when he initially asked her out. No way, right? But eventually they realized they had this incredible dynamic, started dating, and tied the knot in 2008. Over the next decade, they built their careers literally side by side. They welcomed their first son, Ellis, in 2016, and their second son, Julian, in 2018. Fast forward to right now in 2026, after 18 years of marriage, they've finalized an amicable divorce. It's a massive personal shift after spending practically an entire career together. Moving into Section 2, a $14 million tie. This brings us right back to that burning financial question we just talked about. $14 million. That is the reported net worth of Tom Segura. And get this, $14 million is also the exact reported net worth of Christina P. It is a dead tie. When you put their careers side by side, it's pretty obvious why this isn't your typical messy Hollywood split. Both of them are highly successful comedians, both are writers and actors, both are the co-founders of YMH Studios. Because they built their network completely in tandem, their individual financial footing is absolutely equal. This mutual business acumen really set the tone for a separation that's totally devoid of the usual financial warfare we always see in entertainment news. Sources close to the couple have confirmed to outlets like TMZ that the separation is completely 100% amicable. Now, eagle-eyed fans actually noticed something was shifting back in April because the two began hosting their flagship podcast completely separately with different guests. But hey, the official word is that they fully intend to maintain their working relationship. They are proving that the business they built together is absolutely strong enough to outlast the marriage itself. All right, Section 3, the YMH podcast empire. Let's take a look at the business they built together, because the scale of this thing is absolutely staggering. 500 million, that's $500 million. That is the number of annual impressions, meaning total views, listens, and clicks, that YMH Studios generates right now. To put that into perspective, it's a phenomenal metric that takes them completely out of the realm of just two comedians talking into microphones and places them firmly in the category of a major media network. It's a real game changer. So the crucial point here is that Tom and Christina haven't just been recording a single show. They have built an entire ecosystem. The YMH Studios network currently encompasses a sprawling roster of 25 active shows. They've built these incredibly robust direct-to-consumer platforms where fans can buy merchandise, access exclusive stand-up specials, and even use a video rental service. They own their distribution, they own their intellectual property, and they've cultivated a fiercely loyal audience that translates to that 500 million yearly impressions we just talked about. The whole shebang. Which leads us nicely into Section 4, the Fox Studios deal. This is the massive new partnership and the big business pivot I mentioned at the start. Just as news of their personal split was circulating, a monumental professional announcement dropped. Fox Creator Studios, which is a division of Fox Entertainment, has officially partnered with Tom Segura and YMH Studios. This partnership is designed to take YMH's already massive reach and basically supercharge it. They're going to leverage Fox's high-level production capabilities, their massive ad sales teams, and their global distribution networks. Let's look at what they're actually building with Fox. Right out of the gate, their initial production lineup includes a live stand-up comedy showcase to spotlight both established and emerging talent. Next up, they're venturing into animation with a brand new horror comedy series.
And finally, a live-action comedy series set entirely in an airport bar. This just goes to show how YMH is aggressively diversifying their content way beyond just traditional podcasting.
I absolutely love this quote from Tom Segura regarding the deal. He said, "They bring the scale, infrastructure, and flexibility to take our ideas further, while letting us do what we do best." Furthermore, YMH President Ryan T. Hall emphasized that YMH became successful by staying super close to their audience and actually owning what they create. This Fox deal basically allows them to keep that independence and ownership, but just think way bigger. For any creator watching this explainer, this is pretty much the ultimate goal, right? Using a corporate partner to scale your reach without signing away the ownership of your ideas.
Section 5. Family first, future forward. Because amid all these massive corporate deals and changing relationship dynamics, there really is a very human core to the story. At the core of all this, their two boys, Ellis and Julian, have essentially become characters in the YMH universe. If you follow their work, you know Tom famously uses this hilarious, deep voice when he tells stories about Ellis, who is totally obsessed with video games and Roblox. And he uses this specific, funny accent for Julian, the younger one, who is apparently a huge car enthusiast who just loves randomly getting into other people's vehicles. Their children are their biggest inspiration, and honestly, despite the divorce, co-parenting these two boys remains their absolute shared priority. And, they really don't sugarcoat the realities of parenting either. Tom perfectly encapsulated the pure chaos of raising two young boys in this quote. He said, "Everything is either broken or peed on in our house. Hammers and pee are everywhere." It's exactly this brand of relatable, exhausted, completely unfiltered honesty that built their 500 million impression empire in the first place.
On the other side of that domestic chaos is just profound love. Christina has spoken openly on her own specials like Mother Inferior about how transformative motherhood was for her. She noted, "Having a baby broke me down. I'm a fierce mama wolf." Both Tom and Christina are obviously navigating a very public, personal transition right now, but their fierce devotion to their sons is the unshakable foundation that they're building their separate futures upon.
So I want to leave you with this thought to ponder. We are basically watching a fascinating evolution happen in real time. How will the dynamic of this powerhouse duo shift as they navigate not only co-parenting their two boys, but co-producing a rapidly expanding media network alongside a giant like Fox? It's totally uncharted territory for the creator economy, and it really proves that sometimes the end of a personal chapter is just a launch pad for a massive professional revolution. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning what's next.